One of the most popular recipes, dishes that people have been doing on their Blackstones is a chopped cheese, where you take like a ground chuck, like a patty, and you chop it up. It's got cheese, it's got whatever else you want in there. It could be peppers and onions. I'm going to take it a step further. Yes, I am. I'm going to do a chopped chicken, bacon, ranch. Chopped chicken, bacon, ranch. On the Blackstone griddle. It's going to be some good groceries, so you will not want to miss it. All right, so while we're waiting on our Blackstone to warm up, I want to go ahead and get some lettuce and tomatoes prepped. So let's talk about our bread, what we're going to use. This is a French-style hoagie roll that I'm using here today. They were out of the Martin's potato rolls that I generally like to use. It's all right. We'll just use these. They look great. I think it's going to be amazing. So these are not pre-sliced, but I'm going to come in here and slice these and just kind of open them up. Man, they're nice and soft. I like these. I don't cut all the way through. I don't want it to. So for our bacon of choice, I like this right brand bacon. And it's going to take about a half a pound or so. Get it on our cutting board, and we're just going to chop this up. All right, after you get your bacon chopped, get it on over to the Blackstone. Let's get it cooking. Let's get that rendered out. Just make sure you fan everything out on a kind of a single plane, so that way every little piece of bacon gets some love from the griddle. And we're going to cook this pretty much almost all the way through. All right, so once your bacon is to your liking, for this right here, this is about perfect for me. I want to send it over to the cool side of the griddle. I actually have this side turned off. All right, now it's time to add the chicken, and I went with 2 pounds here. I think this might be a little bit too much, but I didn't want it to be too little either. I'll take a little bit of this bacon grease that's gathered right here. I'll pour onto that chicken. Dang it, boy. All right, now I'm going to season this chicken up. I'm going to season it up with some Essentials blend. All right, once your chicken looks kind of like this, it's done. We're going to put it over onto the other side, where the cool spot. We're going to start making our chopped cheeses. All right, now we're laying our chicken out. We want it to kind of be about the same size of our spatula and our rolls. To this, we're going to add bacon. To each one of these piles, we're going to add 3 slices of American cheese. And then it's going to come in to each one of these. We want to get that cheese nice and melty. We want to get our rolls prepped. I like adding mayonnaise to mine because I like mayonnaise, and it's state law. You got to put Duke's mayonnaise on a sandwich. I like to place these rolls on top of your meat. This helps steam the roll, helps them make it nice and pliable, and it makes getting them off the griddle really, really easy. Time to get these dudes off the griddle. Look at this. Ho, 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 ho. Son. Y'all, we could stop here and this would be an amazing sandwich, but we're not done. No, ma'am, sir, we are not done. Ranch dressing. I like to make my own ranch dressing. Use bottled ranch dressing if you want, however you like to do it. But I'm going to come here and drizzle ranch dressing all over top of these bad boys. Now we're going to top this off with some shredded lettuce, those thinly sliced tomatoes, and we're just going to get a little dust with this essential blend. That helps I get that salt and pepper on those vegetables, and just a little drizzle more of that ranch on top, just to bring it through. Boys and girls, I'm excited to try this sandwich. I don't know how I'm going to close this one, but I'm going to try my best. So yeah, let's give it a shot. She's big. It's a big old girl, just like that. I'd say I did a pretty good job. Let's cut this into another quarter. Dang it, boy. Cheers, y'all. Let's give it a try. Good night in the morning. Man, that bacon, that chicken, that cheese. Oh man, so good. That bread's nice and soft. That's a slam dunk. Hey, if you struggled with Southern sausage, gravy, and biscuits, well, you've come to the right place, my friends. On today's episode, we are going to do sausage and gravy. We're going to do it on a Blackstone. You could do this in the house. You do not need a Blackstone. If you want to do it in the house, same principle. And we're going to make some homemade biscuits. So the first and crucial part about biscuits and gravy, biscuits and sausage gravy, is the biscuits. The biscuits is number one. So I have a bucket or a bowl of, this is self-rising flour, okay? Self-rising. It's already got the baking powder, already got all that leavening agents, already got it in there. So you don't even need to do any of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this part by hand, all right? I'm going to make a well. This is probably like 2 pounds of self-rising flour. And then we're just going to use a little bit of Crisco, all right? This was kind of crazy, is you really don't even measure. So this is about an egg shape of Crisco, 1 egg shape, 2 egg shape. We'll add just a little bit more, okay? And just like that, you put that into your well. Now comes the buttermilk. Buttermilk, shake it like a Polaroid picture. All right, full fat buttermilk, state law. Probably should have opened this before, but whatever. All right, full fat buttermilk. And there's no measurement here either. You just kind of fill the well up and then that's it. So I think it's about a cup of buttermilk. Take your old grubby hands and you just come in. The objective here is to get the buttermilk incorporated with the Crisco, okay? And the heat of your hand helps that. And what's the crazy thing is that buttermilk don't go anywhere. It just stays where it's at. If you can see, we don't have hardly any more lumps of that Crisco. So what I've done is I've incorporated the Crisco into the buttermilk, and that's going to be into your flour. So whenever it bakes, it's going to be nice and fluffy. It's going to be nice and moist, all right? So after I do that, I'm just going to kind of take, this is your spoon, and I'm just going to start working flour into your buttermilk and your Crisco. Y'all feel free to use a canned biscuit. Feel free to use a frozen biscuit. I got some beef, honestly, because people gave me slack about using frozen biscuits. I don't know what somebody's going to give me slack about this about, but I'm sure it's coming. You don't want to mess with it too much. You'll get a dense biscuit, okay? You just want to get it incorporated enough. See how that's nice and supple? Perfect. Now, I'm just going to take my hands, transfer it right here. So we got our biscuit dough right here. Let me try to get some of this off my fingers. This is actually a cleaning scraper, but I also like to use it to a bench scraper too. They go really well. So I like to come in, just fold everything in. There we go. Boy, that thing is nice and supple. Let me go wash my hands. I'll be right back. My hands are nasty, Jacob. My hands are nasty. All right. Woo! I got some clean hands now. Clean hands. I want to thank one of my members, Dan M. He saw me using that little roller for my biscuits, and he said, Hussey, I'm going to send you a nice roller. It has these nice guides on it so that I can get them thick and it can be kind of even. So I appreciate you, Dan, for helping me out, brother. Look at this. Pretty cool. Got those guides on it, just like I was talking about on that one video. Awesome, awesome. I got some good members. Got some good, just good fans in general. I appreciate y'all. They are training wheels. That's exactly right. But Biscuitville, and I think they said that Bojangles has the same thing. So they use them too, Jacob. So don't trash talk me, Jacob. We want a thick biscuit here because Jacob said he likes thick biscuits. People want thick biscuits, all right? And apparently I just haven't been doing a very good job. So we're not going to go too small here. I got this right here is just an all-purpose flour here, y'all, just to make sure we don't get any stickage, okay? And we're just going to keep this nice and thick, just like that. We're not going to do much. All right, now take our biscuit cutter. Got to dip this into some flour so it cuts nice, okay? Just like that, just like that. Can I get in there, right there? Oh yeah, oh yeah. What we're left with here is a nice tender biscuit right there. Look at that. We got our biscuits, we got them rolled out. Now we're gonna put them over onto the Blackstone, all right? All right, we're gonna get our biscuits going here, guys. We're gonna put a little bit of oil down. This is just a little avocado olive oil blend that I get. This is California brand. We're gonna put a light coat of that down. We're gonna get each one of our biscuits. We're gonna leave them kind of close to one another. This right here helps them to rise a little bit also. After we get all the biscuits down, we're gonna put our large cover over those, and we're gonna let these cook for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then we're gonna flip them and check on them on the other side. All right, y'all, it's sausage time. Our biscuits run a little later than usual. I ran out of propane, didn't realize it. I don't know why I ran out of propane, but I did. So all good though, all good. We're gonna get our sausage ready for our sausage gravy. And I see a lot of folks struggle with sausage gravy, and this is how we do it in the South, all right? So buckle up, buttercups. So I got 1 pound of sausage. This is old country sausage. This right here happens to be Bright Leaf brand. After you put your sausage down on a griddle, just make sure it's kind of nice and hot. I would say about a low to medium heat. Chop that up and just keep on just flipping it, chopping it up to your desired liking. Some people like their crumbles a little bit bigger than others, but just do it to your liking. After your sausage kind of looks just like this right here, we're going to transfer that over to a pan. We got our sausage crumbles ready. Now let's check on our biscuits. Pull the cover off of these bad boys. Ooh, doggies. They look good, they look good. So there we are. We're gonna add just a little bit, just a smidge, just a tear more of oil here, just to help cook that other side. And y'all, if it looks dry, even when you put them down for the first time, add you a little bit of oil. It's fine. You can use butter too if you want. So we got our sausage here. Well, I'm just gonna be honest with you. There's not enough fat here to make a nice roux. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna supplement. For every tablespoon of fat, you need a tablespoon of flour. You get about a cup of gravy or so, maybe a little bit more out of each one. So you need a fair amount of fat to go along with your flour and your milk. All right, I'll put down about a little bit over a tablespoon of butter. That's just gonna help our flour to make our roux. Now we're gonna add about a couple tablespoons of flour. All right, now we're going to cook this flour. This is a really nice tip here, y'all. And this is how some people, they don't cook the flour out, and that's why it has a flour taste to it. Once your biscuits are nice and brown, just like this right here, we're going to transfer those over to a plate. We're going to bring them over to our cutting board, and we're just going to put a nice towel, just a clean towel over it. This helps trap that steam in, helps keep them fluffy, helps keep them awesome. We want to get back over to our roux here, y'all. You want to make sure you cook that flour out. It doesn't have the rawness. You can also try a piece of this to make sure. I know just because I've done it for a while, we're good to go. All we have to do now is add our liquid. Depends on what you want to do. Some people will do half and half. Some people will do whole milk. Some people do 2%. Just use whatever milk you want. This happens to be just whole milk, the red cap. Once you see that start kind of coming together, and we add some more milk. We're gonna let the pan just kind of set, let it cook for about maybe 2 minutes, maybe let this kind of come together. It's kind of loose right now, but it will come together here soon. Right now is a good time to taste and see if by chance, you know, you might need to add some salt, a little bit of pepper. Oh man, that's good. I feel like it needs a little bit of pepper. Gonna do a little bit of salt. It's kind of tighten up on us a little bit. So what do? Just add a little bit of milk. It's just as simple as that, y'all. All right, now we're gonna get this off the Blackstone. We're gonna bring it over to our cutting board. Ooh, doggies. Boy, that is pretty right there. All right, so our biscuits, our gravy, it's done. Now it is time to give these a try. I mean, look at these biscuits. They're nice, they're fluffy, they're moist, they're thick, like me. All they need now is a little bit of gravy on it. Hey, I wouldn't mind having a little gravy on myself sometimes, you know what I'm saying? All right, we're gonna lay that down just like that. I tell you what, ain't nothing better. Waking up in the mornings, having a little sausage and gravy biscuits. Nothing better. Let's give it a try, y'all. I like that exterior of that biscuit. I like it, it's got a little bit of substance to it. Cheers, y'all. That sausage gravy is amazing. The biscuit on the outside has a little bit of hardness to it, which I like. Man, that's good. That sausage really has a good flavor. Hey, with these tips, I promise you're gonna be a sausage and gravy expert, just like the great Southern cooks out there. Crack slaw or egg roll in a bowl, no matter how you wanna call it, it's some really good groceries, y'all. All right, let's get started with our crack slaw, y'all. We're gonna start off by browning 1 pound of ground pork. All right, we're gonna let this pork ride right over here to the left. This is avocado oil and olive oil blend. We want a nice hot griddle here, y'all, so I'm talking medium high to high. So I'm gonna come in here with, I got 2 bags of cabbage, just prepared sliced cabbage. And we're just gonna kind of put this out in a layer. Really, the sky's the limit here, y'all, at what you wanna put in this crack slaw. I go fairly simple. Again, you wanna put peppers, onions, that kind of thing. We are going to do some onions. I like to garnish with the greens, but also these whites are really, really awesome to have in a dish. We're going to put our onion whites into this mixture, and then we're just going to toss that into the cabbage, and we want this to kind of wilt down a little bit more before we add any other kind of flavors. Next, we're going to flip over our pork, and then we're just going to come in and break these up a little bit. So after about a minute or two, we're going to toss our cabbage again. Again, we're just looking for this to wilt up really nicely. Get some nice char, just like this right here. We'll see what our pork's looking like. We'll give this another flip. We're going to chop this up. We're going to try to get it in nice little bite-sized pieces. That right there is just pretty much about perfect. And it'll fall apart even more as we put it into our cabbage mixture. Speaking of our cabbage mixture, it's just over here riding along. We're going to give it another toss. If it's looking a little dry, feel free to add a little bit of oil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of butter. Why? Because butter is good. Now it's time to add some really flavorful things to this crack slaw. It's going to make it good. All right, pork, everybody into this cabbage pool. Mix this up. Boy, it's looking fantabulous. All right, now to this mixture, we're going to add a little bit of ginger paste. We're going to add a little bit of garlic, a couple cloves. All right, so we're going to mix this garlic, mix this ginger in, toss it up real nicely. Just make sure everything's nice and incorporated, just so that everything's good to go. So I'm just going to fan this out just a little bit, just so it's not heaping. And we'll come in with a little bit of, this is hoisin sauce. We'll use about 2 to 3 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce. And now we're just going to mix that all in. All right, now we haven't tasted this. I'm going to give this a try, and we might have to adjust some flavors, all right? The ginger, oh my gosh, ginger and garlic. It needs some salt. I know you're going to say, Hussey, you just put a lot of soy sauce in there, but trust me, y'all, it needs salt. Just a little bit of salt. And we're going to come in with some fresh black pepper. That's going to be perfect. Now, I'm not a fan of this. If you want to come in with some sesame oil and kind of come in at the end, or whenever you plate it, come in with some sesame oil. I'm not a fan of it, but feel free. Here's where you would do this. Now, to help bring this dish through, I'm going to fan this back out. We're going to come with just a little bit of rice wine vinegar. I used unflavored. I really feel like rice wine vinegar, that is the key. It really brings a little tang. The sauce is kind of thick, real rich. This right here helps cut that and really balances out the flavors. All right, it's time to take this crack slaw off the griddle. Man, it's looking so good. We're just going to put it in our platter, and we're going to bring it over to our cutting board. Now we're just going to take some green onions and slice these up. Makes a really nice presentation, but it also really packs flavor. Those tops are awesome. And I'm going to cut these things at an angle because we bougie like that. This crack slaw is something else. Nothing but good groceries, y'all. You need to try this your next weeknight meal. I mean, it comes together so fast. Well, let's give us a try. Boys and girls, good night in the morning. Y'all ready? Cheers. Dang it, boy. That's some good groceries right there, y'all. Tastes just like an egg roll, but in a bowl. Now, again, if you like sesame oil, you can put that on the top. That's what sesame oil is for, kind of like a finishing sauce. I like to add a little bit of sriracha to mine. Let's see what we got now. That's money right there. Y'all, bacon pimento cheeseburger on the Blackstone griddle. It doesn't get any better than this. Let's get it. All right, we're going to make our own pimento cheese, and we're going to start out with 2 cups of extra sharp cheddar cheese, and I'm going with both white and yellow because we're bougie like that. Hey, I'm kind of interested. Hey, down below, do you know what pimento cheese is? Have you had pimento cheese? Have you made pimento cheese? I'm kind of interested. A lot of people say it's a southern thing. Some people call it southern caviar, but I don't know. I've just always known to have it and eat it, and I love it. Put it on a cracker. Put it on your finger, flip-flop, whatever. That's gonna make a pretty pimento cheese. And to this pool, we're gonna add 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese, softened. And we're gonna add 1 jar of diced pimentos. This is just peppers, y'all. We're gonna use about 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. And we're just gonna come in here. You can use a mixer if you want. I don't, makes it kind of rustic. If you see that it feels kind of dry to you, you can add a little bit more mayonnaise. You can play around with your cheeses. You can do a little bit of pepper jack. You can add some jalapenos. You can add some cayenne if you want some heat to this. I tend to stay away from the heat. I actually brought some jalapenos over. I don't know if I'm going to put it in here or not. Let's give this a try, y'all. Creamy. Sharpness of that cheese is awesome. That's going to be good. All right, after your pimento cheese is done, now we're going to head over to the Blackstone pre-warmed griddle on low, and we're going to add some just thick cut. This is Wright brand bacon, And we're gonna let that cook while we come over here to our cutting board and we're gonna get our hamburger patties ready. Today, I'm not going smash burgers. That is the thing, that is popular. Sometimes I just like a big old thick burger. I don't know, who's with me? Let me know down below. Who just wants a big old thick burger? So I'm just gonna come here and give me a ball of burger. And I like to use, this is like a cutter, like a cookie cutter. And I like to use these to, you know, it helps make the circle for me. So we're just gonna come in here. This is probably about a 5-6 ounce burger. Make it as big or as little as you want, y'all. All right, our grill's ready. You want a nice hot temperature for this. I would say, you know, 425 or so. And you can see there's a little bit of wisp of smoke just kind of coming up off the griddle. We've got our bacon over here. I put a little bit of that bacon grease over here in the top. It's gonna make something special, y'all. I'm gonna guarantee it. But hey, we're gonna season this up with some of this Hussey heifer dust. And man, this thing, a squirrel has apparently liked heifer dust and is wanting to get in here. Sorry, squirrel, maybe I'll make some squirrel dust soon. I don't know, we'll see. Tree rat dust, there we go. All right, we're gonna put these down right there. Let's season this. Man, I smell that heifer dust already. Now we're gonna season up this other side. Woo, doggy. Put some more heifer dust on them, boy. All right, we're seeing a little bit of nice color right here, y'all. Hey, I think these burgers are time to flip. It's been about 2 to 3 minutes. I say we're good. Look at that color right there. Old heifer dust does a good job for color too, y'all. All right, so once your burgers, they're almost done. They're probably a little less than medium right now. We're gonna toast our buns up. This is critical. And the good thing you wanna do is you wanna toast these buns right where that beef fat was. And we're gonna add regular American cheese to our burgers. We're gonna come here with our pimento cheese. Y'all, this burger's so cheesy, we might as well name it Hungry Hussey. Our bacon's done over here, y'all. Let's just put it right over here. We're gonna help melt everything. We're gonna use our dome. It just helps make a lot of convection. Let's see what our buns are looking like. Ooh, boy, look at that. We're gonna use this opportunity. We're gonna come in here. We're gonna go ahead and put our mayonnaise on it. Duke's mayonnaise. Don't know if I told you, state law. We're gonna put these onto our buns. Ooh, doggies. Boy, that's some kind of something right there. Let's take these over to our cutting board, y'all. Mercy, look at this bad boy. Dang it, boys and girls. We're not done. We gotta put our bacon on here. You get one, I get one, we all get one. I'm gonna use a little bit of this leafy lettuce, a little slice of tomato. Always season your tomato. And we're gonna do it with a little bit of this heifer dust. Just gonna come in with a few of these Grillo pickles. These are some of the best pickles, man. They're so good. Y'all, this is the toughest part of the job. Taste testing these good groceries. Let's give us a slice, y'all. Dang it, boy. Let's see what we did. Let's see. Whoa, son. Cheers, y'all. Man, that's a burger. Good night. All kinds of flavors going on here, y'all. The pimento cheese, just the pure creaminess, cheesiness of that. The pickle, that crunch really, really shines through. You don't think it doesn't, but it does, and it hits. I taste that heifer dust on that burger patty too, y'all. Hey, not long ago, I did a little gig right up the road. Man, it really turned out well. I was a little stressed out before. I did a smoked tri-tip crostini, and man, oh man, was it a knockout. People absolutely raved about this crostini. More so about the tri-tip that I had on the crostini. Well, today I'm going to do a variation. I'm going to make a smoked tri-tip sandwich. We'll do it over on the Big Green Egg. You can do it on pellet grill, offset smoker, do it whatever. You can do it many ways. Do it in the oven too. Hey, it's going to be some good groceries. Hey, let's get this grill started first, and then we'll get started. So we got our grill lit, okay? We're trying to get that up to, like I said, about 225, 250. Let's talk about our tri-tip. I tell you what, guys, I love a tri-tip. I might as well be Californian. Whoa, wait a minute. I can't say that. I don't need to be in no California. I like being in North Cackalack, all right? So let's just squash that, all right? So beautiful tri-tip. Got this from Creekstone Farms. I bought this. This isn't a paid promotion or anything like that. It's just hard to find tri-tips in my area, especially good tri-tips. This is a prime grade tri-tip. And the cool thing about Creekstone Farms is it's a 3-pack of tri-tips. I've had these before. They are great, good quality. Get that out of the package, give it a nice pat. Old Pat, good old gal or guy. Now just inspect this a little bit. There is some silver skin on here, guys. And it's just, you can kind of see it right there. That's not going to cook down. You want to make sure you kind of trim this silver skin off. And what I like to do is just take a boning knife, and I like to come in and just try to get that all in one slab. Try not to get any meat, less meat as possible. This is good quality meat, kind of expensive, so you want to trim as less off as possible. All right, we got this cleaned up pretty well. There's still a little bit of silver skin. I think that's okay. And I came over here on this side and cleaned it up. There was some stuff over on these sides. I just kind of snipped that off. No big deal. Just got a little bit of trimmings right here. Some people's gonna talk trash about my trimming job, but that's okay. I don't care. Let's talk about seasoning. My seasoning of choice is right there. I'm gonna use Hungry Hussey's Heifer Dust. This is my own blend. I don't think I've talked too much about it, but this is my own custom blend of spices that I generated really for beef, but it works so well with a lot of other things too. So we're just gonna come liberally apply this heifer dust to all sides of this tri-tip. All right, once we got this seasoned up nicely, now our big green egg has come up to temperature. We're right at 225 degrees. So we're gonna make our adjustment. This adjustment down at the bottom will get you about right at 250 degrees, at least for me and a large. So it's just my luck. I pick a day to record when they pick a day to mow. So it's all good. These guys gotta work, and well, I do too, so it's all good. So we're right here at about 250 degrees. I wanna put a little bit of smoke with this, and I love some pecan. Boy, I love pecan. How do you say pecan? You say pecan or you say pecan? Let me know down below. And boy, that pecan be smelling good. Be like Pepe Le Pew, be like wee wee. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna start smelling good. I don't know why I closed this, but I did. We need to put our tri-tip on, y'all. Woo. Jacob, you smell that? Dang it, boy. That's some good groceries. We're gonna close the lid. It's gonna take probably about an hour, and we're gonna bring it off, and then we're gonna sear it. We're gonna do a reverse sear, meaning we're gonna cook it till done on the front end, and then we're gonna sear it on the back end. Boy, it's gonna be some good groceries. Stay tuned, stay tuned. I got some good stuff for you. To keep an eye out on the roast, I'm gonna get my Smoke X2 from ThermalWorks out. That way it just kind of monitors the situation, because we got some other stuff to go over here and we got to prep, all right, y'all? All right, first thing we're gonna get started on, we're gonna get some pickled red onions. Pickled red onions, and man, that tri-tip, boy, people at that party, they absolutely love those pickles. I'm gonna show you how I make mine. So we're gonna get a pot. We're actually using the Blackstone as our stove. We're gonna get about 2 cups of apple cider vinegar and about 1 cup of water going. And you wanna get this kind of up to a boil. Next, we're gonna add some pickling spice. This is optional. And then sugar. If you like your pickled red onions a little bit on the sweet side, go right ahead and put, you know, ample amounts of sugar in there, okay? I'm going kind of light, about 1/4 cup, all right? Next, we're going to add about a tablespoon of salt. Salt is needed here. If you want to back that out, feel free to. We're going to let that come to about a boil. We really want to get it incorporated. Then we're going to pour over our red onions. This is a quick pickle method, okay? Now, let's get these onions prepped. So I got one. I'm actually going to do 2 red onions. I'm going to come in and get the skins off these, rip their jackets off of them. It's a little warm out. They don't need this. I tell you what, y'all, ain't nothing like. We sitting here prepping this, and man, we smell that sweet smoke over there from that pecan. Woohoo, boy. What you talking about? So I got a huge container here, and I got a mandolin. So y'all pray for me here, so I don't draw back a nub. We're gonna have to use our hand for a little bit of this. So again, say a little prayer for your boy. This right here just makes short work of it. It is dangerous, so yeah, that got that going for us. It's got this nice guard, but some of these onions sometimes are a little bit too large. And I'll come in and just kind of halfway do it, and because I don't want to go to the hospital today. Gracious. All right, there we go. And as you can see, the mandolin just makes really good work of this. All right, we got both onions processed. We got them into our bucket, little bucket here. And one thing, this is totally optional, y'all, totally optional. But I do like to, I like to wash my onions. It kind of gets some of that oniony off. And I don't have the pleasure of a sink out here, so I'll just pour some water inside my bucket here. And then I'll just pour that out. So our mixture over here, it's on a boil right now. And everything's kind of incorporated real well. We're just gonna pour it right over. And we're just gonna let that heat do its magic. I can eat these things. I mean, I put them in the refrigerator and I just eat them, man. I mean, I just eat them till I just can't eat them no more. We gotta go check on our tri-tip. My Smoke X2 is saying it's about 114 degrees. We're gonna take our thermopin over and we're just gonna do some verification, just to see where it's at. All right, let's go over there. So we're at about 103 degrees right there, right in the middle where it's kind of the thickest. We're gonna let this go again. We're gonna pull this around 115 to 120 degrees. Hey, thanks for watching thus far, y'all. I appreciate it. Hey, if you don't mind, if you like what you see, consider hitting that thumbs up button and subscribe button and leave me a comment down below. I'd love to interact with you. Chimichurri time. We got our red onions. They're over here. They're just chilling out. They're saying, we're about ready, Hussey. We're about ready. Now, we're gonna make a little chimichurri to go on to our sandwich. I love a chimichurri. My family, my wife, she really loves a chimichurri. And it's pretty simple. You can really make the chimichurri your own, which is kind of what I do. And I just got some Italian flat leaf parsley, and I just like to come in and take my knife and just kind of shave off the leaves. The stems aren't so great for parsley. If you get a few, it's okay. I'm not gonna, harm you or anything. Come break down your door. Hey, got them stems in there, man. Come in here and bunch this up and just come in with your knife. Back and forth, just like that. And you want a really fine chop on this, okay? This isn't traditional, but I like it. I'm gonna take a little bit of cilantro. Cilantro, a little different story. You can include the stems. Now another, it's not real traditional. I love green onions. I do like red onion. I like what red onion brings. It's kind of sweet, it's kind of vibrant. So we're gonna do a little bit of red onion as well. We're gonna do some garlic, fresh garlic. Don't know where my garlic press is. Sure wish I knew, because this is gonna take me a little bit of time. But it's okay, I'm up for the challenge. I'll show y'all a little something. Take you a little bit of salt, put that down onto your garlic. And now we just come in and we just use our knife to kind of break that up. That salt acts as an aggregate, kind of mashes it. Salt also brings out some moisture. See how this kind of mashes up? Makes it really nice. So you get some really fine pieces. And also you can just work your knife around. I learned this from Bobby Flay. Thanks, Bobby, if you're watching. Jacob, you think Bobby's watching?
Probably.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think so too. I love you, Bobby. Bobby! I love you, Bobby. One thing you can do, you can add lemon juice, you can add some zest, lemon zest, that's great. Sky's the limits here, guys, of making a chimichurri. You don't have to make it traditional, just make it your own, make flavors that you like. If you don't like a couple of these, just don't put it in there. We're gonna wrap this up. We gotta go back over to the egg. She's at 115 degrees. Oil, this is just some olive oil. I usually use red wine vinegar. But guess what? I don't have red wine vinegar down here, but guess what I do have? Apple cider vinegar, and I like apple cider vinegar. So we're just gonna add some apple cider vinegar to it. What I've done before, I've taken some green onions, charred those up on the grill. That really adds a nice dynamic to the chimichurri. Just really good. All right, we'll add some essential blend from Blackstone. It's got some salt, it's got some pepper. It's seized up because, well, we're in the South. We got to head over there. It says 117 degrees, Jacob. So our roast, it's done. We're at about 120 degrees. It's okay. It's going to be all right. It's a good piece of meat. It's going to be all right. Now, and we don't need this probe, because what we're going to do now, we're going to get this ready for the other sear, the reverse sear, if you will. We're going to get this ready for direct cooking. This was indirect, and we're going to sear this off. We're going to slice it up, put it on a sandwich. It's gonna be some good groceries. We're gonna let this get up to temperature. We'll show you how we sear it. So those little tidbits that I trimmed off of the tri-tip, well, I gotta give some to my old pal here. Maggie, what you do, girl? Good girl, you were a good girl. This ain't all, Good girl. Alrighty, we're gonna have some more in a minute. You gotta treat your buddy real well when you're out here at the pits, y'all. All right, so our egg now, it's up to about 500 degrees. Perfect temperature to get our sear. Now, I will forewarn you, on an egg, you want to make sure you burp this thing, and sometimes the thing will just go, and you won't have any arm hair. It might be why I don't have any now. My head's cut off? All right. Okay, no. Woo, you see that? Forgot. Got me a little bit. So we're just gonna come up, look at there. See that? See that flame right there? Beautiful flame. Maggie, are you ready, girl? Huh? Yep, she's ready. Let's get our tri-tip down. It's already cooked. We're just looking for a crust right now. We'll lay it on this side for a couple minutes and we're gonna flip it over till we get our desired crust. Maggie, you ready? Let's go. Our tri-tip, it's been resting for about 7 to 10 minutes. And you just want to give it that time just to kind of just come down a little bit. If you're like me, I don't really like hot stuff all that well. But I do want you to pay attention to tri-tips and the way you cut things. The grains go 2 ways on a tri-tip. They're kind of going this way over on this end, and they're going this way. You always want to cut against the grain, guys. So we're just going to come here on this this tail end. Now the tail end's probably not going to be medium rare, because if you notice the tri-tip kind of tapered down, and so this tail end's going to be probably more medium to medium well. We got to try this. Reach in here, Jacob. Jacob's gonna give it a try. Pretty good stuff, yeah. Jacob gave a thumbs up. All right, so let's cut this bad boy up. We gotta make a sandwich. We've been waiting too dang long for this, Jacob. I was gonna make a horseradish sauce, but I do know Arby's now has their horsey sauce, which I love, available. So instead of mayonnaise, did I say that? I think I gotta have Duke's. Yeah. Mayonnaise. Psh, by golly. Who am I fooling? Get a little Duke's. Guys, we gotta have, it's a sandwich. And you gotta have Duke's, okay? Now, we're gonna come in here with this tri-tip. And we're gonna pile it real high. Now, I'm gonna come in with some of this horseradish sauce. Like that. Whew, man, a little bit of this chimi. That chimichurri, it's got that vinegar in it, and it's gonna go in those cut slices of that tri-tip. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna take a little bit of this pretty arugula, put that right on top. Then, we're not done. We're not done. We got these pickled red onions over here. Get off some of that excess moisture. We're just gonna come on top with that pickled red onion. Woohoo, boys. And now let's add the top. Ooh. Ooh, boys. Boys and girls, I present to you tri-tip sandwich. Guys, I'm ready to try this. Let's give this sucker a cut. I want to show you that cross section. Y'all ready? Son. Boy, look at that. Dang it, boy. Maggie's ready to try these groceries. It's the toughest part of the job, y'all. I hate to do it to you, but, well, I got to. Cheers. Boys and girls, let me tell you, that's some good groceries right there. That smoked tri-tip, so tender. That heifer dust, really seasoned well. The horseradish sauce, the chimichurri, boy, it just all works. I can eat that all day, all day. We're gonna need a little cheer wine, Come here, girl. There you go. Gotta give old Maggie some. Make this for yourself. Oh, wait a minute, we got a surprise. Hey, come on in. We got a surprise, a guest appearance, y'all. We need somebody to try these groceries other than me. Y'all probably think, hey, this old sucker, he just gets in front of the camera and he just says, that's some good groceries. That's some good groceries. This is my wife, y'all. Hey, try these, try it.
Okay.
We want to hear you chew. That's good. You want to try this a piece of tri-tip? You do? She wants us to try a little piece of this tri-tip. Y'all, what I did, I told y'all I made some tri-tip for that party. What I did with it was I smoked it first, then bagged it, sous vide it, and then seared it again. Didn't really sear, I smoked it first. Smoked it, sous vide, then seared it. And it was really, really good.
That's delicious.
That's delicious. That's good. All right.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming. High five. Maggie, you want some too, don't you? You sweet little girl. Guys, hey, I appreciate you coming in. Appreciate you letting me be a part of your life. Hey, we're having fun here, eating some good groceries.